Live.
Hey, hey.
Yo.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, happy episode 700.
Oh,
Woo.
wow. Really?
Yep. I
Woo.
was holding off saying that before the show because I knew neither of you probably remembered.
Well, I
I
saw
just
the
realized I didn't even
document.
open the damn podcast doc, so I'm batting 1,000 today.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if you had seen the doc, but yes, episode 700. Apparently good for us. We did it.
We did
Pretty
it.
wild.
We're
That is
alive.
We
so
were
many
also
episodes.
we talked about this real briefly last week, but I think we passed another anniversary. It's sometime in January, right, John?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the exact date. I could look it up, but I also whatever. But we did technically pass another anniversary, so that's cool
Yay.
too. John's camera's broken, so that's why
Yeah, sorry
whatever's
guys. I
being
haven't even
shown
using
is
my
there.
camera on stream lately because all my drivers are all messed up. So my freaking stream deck's busted. My camera stopped working. They're all Elgato products right now. So I think there's just some messed up driver for Elgato at the moment.
But this is the first time I've talked to you since before my trip. You went to
Oh God,
MAGfest, right?
it's been like a month. I just realized. Oh my God.
Yeah. You went to MAGfest, right?
I did.
Yeah, tell us about MAGfest.
MAGfest, the music and game festival. We've been going there since like 2011, I think, for the most part. We've missed a couple shows here and there, but like it's always a good time. Like we've got some friends there that play concerts. We did Throne Controllers. That went over really good. Shopping there's always decent. Picked up a couple of games.
All right, what'd you grab?
I hoped we were gonna call that because I actually don't remember what I bought. Oops. One sec. I luckily still have it all here in a bag because I literally have not unpacked it yet, despite the fact that the convention was like 3 weeks ago now, maybe. Because
Okay.
I have my life together. Um, I mostly bought boxed NES games, ones I didn't have already, like The Goonies 2
Oh,
and
okay.
Wario's Woods, and I can't even see what this says. Oh, Tetris. But like, yeah, so I picked up like a bunch of box games I didn't have, but like a viewer gave me a U-Draw tablet. Like the
Okay.
THQ U-Draw
Yeah.
tablet where you plug in like a Wiimote to it and then you can draw and play drawing games on it.
Okay.
So
Like they were just trying to get rid of some garbage in their house, and they're like,
no,
oh,
they were
I
just
want
like
one.
they're like, John, I heard you're getting into drawing, so you should
Oh,
definitely
okay.
get this U-Draw tablet. I'm not actually getting into drawing. They were making a joke, but they're like, here's a
Okay.
U-Draw tablet.
I was about to say,
And
oh, you should download that like DS drawing thing, which I don't remember the name of.
the
But
Colors 3D, is that the one?
there's probably actually
Or
100
do you mean
different
Flip Note?
drawing games. I don't remember. Wasn't there like a sketching one?
I think that's Flip Note, the one that you could just like do little animations.
Okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I search drawing game. Art Academy is I think that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. I have
Mm.
Pokemon Art Academy and maybe the original Art Academy. I
There's
forget.
a Pokemon one.
Yeah, it's a 3DS game.
Okay,
It's
that's
all
not
about teaching
surprising.
how to draw and to draw Pokemon.
I don't think I've
That's what
ever
started this
seen this
whole
game.
mess in the first place, because that came up on Cookie and people were starting to compliment my drawing. They're like, "Oh, you should get into
Oh,
drawing."
what Pokemon did you draw? Was it a Pikachu?
Uh, I drew Oshawott and I drew Togepi.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah,
And
I'm trying to think of what the funniest thing was I got. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not mentioning that.
but it's
I
funnier than
got
the U-Draw tablet.
uh more messed up because like there's a bunch of stream jokes going on right now in my community. Someone
Okay.
gave me a carton of milk, but it's called Jilk, Jilk, and they literally made a carton, and on the side of it says, "Have you seen this man's dignity?" It's just a picture of me.
Okay. So there's no actual milk in there.
There's no actual milk in there, no,
Oh, thank
just an
Okay,
empty
God.
that's good.
carton, painted
Yeah.
to say
I'm gonna
Jilk.
say there is no scenario where you drink that.
No, absolutely not. No, dude, no. I don't take food from viewers. Like that's just
Yeah,
like
Oh,
a
that's
that
that's
makes
good.
a no no.
sense.
Unless I
Absolutely.
absolutely trust that viewer. And at that
Or
point, they're
maybe
probably just
maybe
not
you're
just a viewer,
star.
they're actually a friend. Oh, and a bunch of people from my community came together and got me a dream journal. because a reoccurring segment on my streams now is reading back my dreams because my dreams become really vivid over the last 5 or 6 months.
Oh,
So they got together and gave me like a little cherry blossom dream journal, and a bunch of them wrote like nice, kind messages in the back of it, or threatening messages in the case of like one of my friends who wrote, "You've been warned." Uh, but yeah,
Or
it
you
was
could have
a
bought
super cute thing.
the Nintendo DS hit classic My Secret Diary.
Oh shit, you're right. I do have that, but I don't have the passcode for whoever the previous owner was, so I can never use it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it used from the game store and I don't know the passcode, so I can't open it, which means the game turns itself off. It's hilarious.
Okay. That seems like something they shouldn't be allowed to sell then. You can't even wipe it?
I don't know if you can wipe it. I haven't looked around to see if there's like a wipe code for it, but it's just
There
really
must be.
funny that that's what happened.
It is funny for sure.
We tried playing it on stream and that exact scenario happened and it was just hilarious.
Yeah. Well, it's $10 on Amazon in America, I guess. That's too much.
I don't know, for a diary. That's what the price of an actual diary nowadays.
Okay, I guess. Sure. I don't know.
A nice one.
Nice one. With a lock and everything on it.
Yeah, there you go. A little trapper keeper.
Were you like doing your show at MAGfest or anything?
Yep, we did Throwing Controllers. We had a really good time. That was such a good show. The recording of that's probably gonna go up. When are they gonna give us that footage? Probably 3 or 4 weeks from now. That should be going up. Maybe a little bit sooner.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was a really fun show. I know that our friend Jack and Jules, their concert they had a main stage concert that went up last week, so you can watch that now too. So
Okay, but what was the worst thing that happened at MAGfest? The people
I
want to
can't
know.
say that out loud.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, mostly, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was mostly a good time.
Paul, you got a haircut?
Nice.
yes, sir.
Looking sharp.
Okay, thank you.
I also can't tell if it's the lighting, but it looks like there's a little bit of gray.
There's a lot of gray.
Oh man, I didn't mean to put you on blast.
No, that's fine.
Maybe
I
a
don't
little
care. Doesn't bug me.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
I'm not there yet. You know what? That's not true. I get a little bit of gray in my beard, but that's the only. There's like maybe 3 hairs. Nothing on the top of the head yet so far.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Are you rocking some gray, John?
Yeah, I mean, I've had grays like on and off for a while, but my hair's so light it doesn't usually show up.
Sure.
So I've
Yeah,
always
that
got
maybe
that
that's
going
my
for me.
case. Cause I also have blondish hair. So
Give it time is all I'm saying.
yep. No, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, why don't we talk about some video games? Because this is the top down perspective for February 8th.
Yeah.
This is the 700th top down perspective, which is wild.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And Paul, do you want to talk about Palworld?
There's not much more to say. It's just getting that carrot on the stick every time. Just that carrot changes. I guess like I'm back to just doing solo stuff primarily. I'm not hanging out with people in the multiplayer server anymore. So mainly because I just kind of want to go through it at my own pace and read all the like the Pokedex entries or like that game's version of it.
You want that hot lore.
Yeah, because that shit is hilarious to me. Those are great. And also, like, I just like going around and catching. You have, like, a multiplier that goes up when you catch up to 10 of the same pal. So I've been liking going around and just catching a whole bunch of those to level up and then put them into the thing that's basically the gacha mechanic of you squishing all of the pals together to like make one of them a little bit stronger and give them a star up essentially. So I'm just taking my time doing a bunch of that bullshit. It's been fun though. It's been a good time.
You have to make like your game of the year list right now. Is it number 1?
right now, like, I don't know, Momodora was really good too, but like in a different way. So like it, yeah, maybe because I haven't played a whole lot that came out this year currently,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
I jumped into Foam
Right on.
Stars a little bit, and like that's fun, but I
Oh.
don't think that's like necessarily worth talking about because no, it takes too long to find games. Like there's like a
Oh,
minute and a
really?
half to 2 minutes of downtime in between every match, and it's driving me crazy. But
It's
you
weird
know,
because it's a PlayStation Plus title, so they're
it
getting as
is.
many people in there that they can.
It's because they did this smart thing of releasing the Final Fantasy VII demo. Same company, by the way, on the literal same day they released that. So they're really giving it a
Oh my
good
god, I didn't
push.
even think of that. Oh,
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same company. And they're really
Yeah, Square Enix.
trying to kill Foam Stars already. They're already trying.
I liked what I played back at Summer Game Fest. I
It's
thought it
fun.
was fun.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. I've spent a few hours in it. I think I'm like season pass level 11 or 12 or something. I've put in a few hours. It does
Do
the
you buy the
annoying
season pass or do you like get like a free one?
a free one, and then you can buy a premium upgrade if you want to, which I haven't done yet because that
Okay.
season pass is $8 for the premium upgrade, and I don't necessarily think it's worth it. I don't think the stuff they give you looks interesting at all.
Is that 8 Canadian?
Uh, maybe it's probably regional pricing. So what is that? Maybe like 5 or 6 American.
Yeah, I was gonna say like $10 is like across the board the standard,
Yeah,
so anything under that is the cheapest I've ever heard.
yeah. No, it might be. It's pretty cheap. I don't necessarily think what they give you looks interesting to me. I guess they give you like a character to play, but I don't know. I don't really care. The ones that they give you are fun enough. I guess for anybody who doesn't know what Foam Stars is, think like Splatoon with maybe a better deathmatch modes. Like I like the deathmatch modes more because I don't like deathmatch in Splatoon, but like a worse PvE mode because Salmon Run is the goat, and their PvE mode in this is kind of bad. But
Yeah,
you know,
but also like the one differentiator is like the paint equivalent here can be like it's volumetric, so you can
yeah,
like build walls with it as
yes,
opposed to just color the floor.
and it's more Overwatchy in that each character has different perks and different skills
Yeah.
and alts and stuff like that as well. So there is differential stuff, but like it's going to be compared to Splatoon all the time, probably
Oh, for
unfairly.
sure. Yeah.
But
A-
yeah,
Absolutely.
no, Foam Stars is fun. Randos in that game are driving me nuts because nobody ever saves you, and like if you're not saving your teammates, you're probably gonna lose. Like, don't be an idiot. Just fucking save your teammates if they're in trouble. But yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been a good time. It's gonna be. We're already saying this is the new Bleeding Edge, where it's going to be really fun and we're gonna be really into it. Me and my buddy. And then they're gonna stop supporting it in 2 months, and we're gonna be sad. Like we can already feel that might happen. So who knows? We'll see.
Nice. All right, John, you've been playing anything you want to talk about?
so my gaming's been kind of all over the board lately. I haven't really doing too much of it, and it's been so long I kind of forgot some of it. But the thing I have been doing this past week is my moderator set up an archipelago. Now I don't know if I brought these up in the past or not, but there's
I don't think so.
a section of like 50-ish games where you can literally like set them together so that there are pieces of other people's games in your own. So when you collect, like, say, an item in Super Metroid, it might be an item for Sonic Adventure 2
Right.
or Hollow Knight
You have
or
talked about
whatever.
these
So
before. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember this.
So we've got a casual one running right now where a bunch of us are just like at our own leisure playing whatever. I've got 3 games I'm doing right now, which is Super Metroid, Zelda 3 Combo Randomizer, Super Mario World Randomizer, and Donkey Kong Country 3 Randomizer. We've
Oh,
also
okay.
had a couple people in our group doing Hollow Knight, Factorio, um, Mega Man Battle Network 3. I'm trying to think of all the games. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. There's just like the variety is just nuts for all the games that are in there. So we've been
Cool.
just doing
Wait,
that
so
casually.
you like unlock an item and then you switch games because now you can progress in that game?
So yeah, so other people are playing the other games. So like basically, if I'm playing Donkey Kong Country 3 and I find like an item, like let's say I found a key card that you can use in Kingdom Hearts to get to the next boss. Someone else who's playing Kingdom Hearts will make progress, but then if they can't make any more progress, they're stuck. They have to wait for someone else to unlock an item for them.
Okay, so they'll switch over to a different game, hopefully helping someone else out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really neat how it works. It works surprisingly well too.
If it's all
Cool.
like item based, does that mean they all have to be like Metroidvanias?
Not necessarily. So like no, two of the games I'm playing are platformers. So like Donkey Kong Country 3 and Super Mario World. So those are set that once you clear a stage, it does an item check. But as a result, those games also have weird things that you lose that you wouldn't expect. Like Super Mario World's big thing is that they took away every ability you have. Like they take away the ability to climb vines, the ability to throw items, the ability to run, the ability to use mushrooms, like all the switch palaces and stuff like that. You have to unlock
Okay.
those features, or other people have to unlock them for you. So
Cool.
it's been fun to do, like something just nice and casual. But like that's basically all I've been doing gaming wise in my spare time.
Nice.
Right on. Okay, on my side, I finally jumped into God of War Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC. This was like announced and released during the Game Awards.
Yep.
It's free. It's a roguelike. It's incredible. And if you're interested in the God of War games, I believe it is mandatory you need to play this if you care about those stories.
Sure.
There is so much lore and stuff put in this, and character development and character interactions, that like I was shocked this thing was free. I would have easily paid like 10-15 bucks for this thing. I can't believe it's free. And I just cannot believe how much story and narrative they put into this with like kind of no little fanfare. Like I was under the impression it was just kind of like a combat arena thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I was hearing people talk it up a bit. And I was just blown away. Like they bring back characters from the first trilogy for Kratos to interact with, and it's all about him like coming to terms with what he did in the past and stuff like that. And the new characters are interacting with the old ones because he's like basically a new person. It's awesome. I can't recommend it enough. And if you're playing the new God of War games, and you care about where it's going to go, there's probably going to be God of War 3. You need to play this. This is now just like God of War 2.5, whatever. Like this is mandatory. If you skip this, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I really liked that. I think I probably finished it. I put it on easy mode because while it is a lot of narrative, it is still a roguelike and very combat heavy, and I had just
Yeah.
like forgotten the combat for the most part. So I just set it to the easy difficulty to get through it, and that helped. I think by the end of it, like I was getting like pretty good. I could have put it up, but I was in it way more for the narrative. So I got plenty out of that doing that. I think it took me maybe 4 hours or so.
Okay. Cool.
I also played through the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo. That dropped. There was a state of play. Was there multiple state of play? No, the state of play was last week, and then there was a Final Fantasy specific one this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I didn't actually watch the Final Fantasy one because I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to see anything about it.
So same. Totally.
Yeah, I played the demo though because I believe it transfers progress over. It's what's the town? Nibelheim?
Nibelheim.
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 Yep.
So it's that section of the game. But the
Mhm.
way they word it, usually they'll just say like progress carries over. The way they worded it for this demo was you can skip that section. So what
Huh?
makes me think is Nibelheim is not the beginning of the game. You'll
Here's the
get
thing.
to it after.
Oh.
If
Yeah.
it plays directly off of where the previous game ended, then yeah, that area is pretty far on from where
Yeah.
like the first game ended.
Yeah, so most of the time I feel like with these kinds of demos, they give you like the first couple hours of the game, and then you can continue from there. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think the way it's going to work is I'm going to play some Rebirth, and then a couple hours in, it's going to be like, oh, you already played the demo. You can skip the next 2 hours of this game, which is just kind of weird.
That's
But
wild.
That is weird. Yep.
I think that's what's going to happen, and that's fine with me. Like I just wanted to play. I'm excited for that game, so I wanted to play some of it ahead of time, and that's what I did. I broke out the portal for it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still a weird device,
Yeah.
but there is still something nice. Like it works great when I'm in bed, so like why not?
Sure.
So that game sounds great. I still don't think it looks as great as what I'm like expecting now from a PS5 game. Um, but it's
Mm,
fine. I'm
fair.
I'm more excited to kind of see every other part than Nibelheim because Nibelheim is just like gray and rocky and not exciting.
Yeah.
Whereas in remake, like I think the best looking parts was at Market Town, with like where you get all the dresses and the cross dressing part like that, where they introduced a whole bunch of color and stuff. That was I think the best looking part of that game.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the full thing coming out. That comes out at the end of the month. I'm glad there's a demo. Also, you get you get a charm accessory if you played
Oh.
through the demo. So I'm gonna be able to equip that. I don't know what that does. I probably won't care, but I was more excited just to get some of that game finished because I'm excited for it. So
Cool.
yeah, that's all I've been playing. Let's do some news. Okay, so the big thing this week was the Xbox games rumor of them going multi-platform. Were you guys following any of this stuff from the weekend?
It seemed like a
No.
mess. I just kind of waited for someone to like recap it all.
Yeah, well, let's do that right now. I mean, it's still all rumored. And this kind of started a few weeks back as there was rumors coming out that uh, Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush might be getting ported to the PlayStation and Switch respectively.
Right.
And I even saw people like because there was an Xbox Direct or Developer Direct, whatever their live stream is called, a couple weeks back, being like maybe they're going to announce that Sea of Thieves is, and nothing showed up there. Um, But then over the weekend, it was just like one site after another popping up saying like, "Oh, well, I've heard that like the Master Chief Collection. I've heard Starfield. I've heard Bethesda's upcoming Indiana Jones." So it is definitely hard to tell like what's real and what's not. It seems like Starfield is a pretty plausible one. I don't know about the Master Chief Collection,
Hmm.
but the long and short of it is it seems like Microsoft is very much looking into uh, putting out some of their first party games on the PS5. And
Cool.
Phil Spencer went as far as to tweet out, "We're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week, which will be, as of this recording, next week,
Hmm.
where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned."
Yeah. I
And
guess
then I
we'll
saw a
see.
bunch of like really cringy posts from like Xbox fanboys being like, "You've betrayed us." This is
Yeah. Classic.
and it was, oh god, it was so cringy. I can't believe being that upset about this. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts that if Xbox starts, kind of goes a bit of the way of Sega and puts their games out on PlayStation?
That's smart. They should be doing that.
Smart?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, like Xbox has been losing ground anyways, but I feel like they're not even like what's the last major release they kind of pushed out? Starfield, right? And that kind of went over
Starfield?
like a lead
I
balloon.
think technically maybe Forza Motorsport, but
Oh,
Starfield was
right.
like a huge game.
Yeah.
That's definitely the biggest.
Yeah, and that felt like it kind of went over like a lead balloon, so I don't know. They haven't like they're either like sitting on something gigantic or they're just like this is like the perfect time because like they've kind of struggled to be profitable for the last few years from what I've heard in some
Well, there was
aspects.
a
I know like
there was a report near the end of last year where it seemed, I think I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was, I think they were profitable in like every category except hardware was down a bit.
yeah.
Um, but more importantly, there was another report that came out right at the end of last year where it was revealed that Sony outsold Xbox like 3-1.
Ooh.
Like just in terms of hardware sales, they destroyed Xbox. Um, and I think that's kind of the big crux of it is I think Microsoft is looking at this and being like, there's no way we're coming back and gonna beat Sony.
Right.
So with what we have, putting out our games on that PlayStation will literally give us access to 3 times as many gamers.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
And then, we've had rumors of Game Pass on Switch forever, so maybe some of those pop up again. Pie in the sky, maybe Game Pass on PlayStation. Who knows if Sony would even allow that? But like at this point, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could see like Halo showing up on PlayStation though.
Oh,
Like
that
for
would
some
be
reason
wild.
it just seems like one step too far. I could see some of the other almost anything from a studio they purchased, I could see showing up, and I feel like comfortable with that.
Mhm.
But the minute it's like historic, like Halo, even Gears is a little odd to me
Yeah.
coming on PlayStation 5. Like it just seems like there's no way, right?
Yeah.
It would be the equivalent of a Mario game getting released on other platforms. That's not just mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. I mean, like even Sony puts out their games on PlayStation on a PC now. Obviously, Microsoft does that. And there's no word on like whether this would be like day and date or like a year later, because we've seen plenty of stuff where it's like it's like what's a good example? The oh, what was the what's the like where you're like the magic user in Ghostwire Tokyo that came out a year
Oh.
later. Same with Deathloop that came out a year later on Xbox. And both of those like that. So maybe there's some kind of timed thing so that Microsoft can still get like a big chunk up front, and then they can get the secondary push. Like who knows? I guess we're gonna find out next week.
Yeah.
Um, it is still weird. I want to pick your guys' brains. Where do you think this points towards another Xbox console? Like, do you think they go like the full Sega route?
I think
Oh.
they got one last one in them, but then that's it. And even then, I feel like that's 50-50. Like I could see them doing like a cloud mini system or something like
I
that.
could see
something
that
where you
too.
can, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's like their last possible step at this point. But I think they're otherwise, because were they even already talking about not doing physical games anymore?
I don't remember them specifically saying that, but I know
Or was
just
that
in
just part of the
general,
rumor?
I don't think that was tied to this. I know just kind of in general industry, we are seeing a lot of developers do less. Like I don't think Alan Wake 2 had a physical version at all. And there was
Correct.
another major game that either just came out or is about to come out that said no, we're not doing a physical version of that either. But I'm blanking on it right now. So, but I mean, maybe Xbox said something like that. I easily could have missed it, but nothing's coming to mind for me right now.
They just make like a Steam Link for Game Pass essentially or something, but not like
Yeah.
another X, like not another Keystone type.
I think that's
release.
their best stance at this point.
Well, they were working on something like that, and they had to shelve it because they
Yeah.
couldn't get the price low enough. And then they kind of put they prioritized that team on the Samsung Gaming Hub that's just
Yeah.
directly into TVs. I mean, they could go back to that. I think you're right that like we do get another console generation of Xbox, and then it becomes more of a question after we see kind of how that goes. I do think there is value in the Xbox name on a console.
I mean, as somebody who doesn't primarily console game, I don't care, honestly. But like, there's value in them being competitive, and if that's the way they can be competitive, then like I want that because I don't want Sony to just feel like they can do fucking whatever they want, even though they have already been doing whatever they want.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because like we've seen Sony in this leadership position for the last, handful of years, and they are absolutely taking advantage of that in
Yeah.
every way they can. Um, whereas Microsoft has to kind of play like, the friend card the whole time because they're losing so much. But that means we end up winning a lot,
Yeah.
if you play on Xbox consoles and whatnot. So, as someone who primarily plays Xbox, my main digital library is on Xbox, so losing that would be a
Yeah.
bummer.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I mean, I don't have any kind of like stake in the ground where I'm like, there's like I have both. I have two PS5s. I'm gonna get every console no matter what, so it's not a big deal to me. And I'm definitely not gonna act like some of these Xbox fanboys where they're like, "You betrayed everyone, Phil. That's the end of it. I'm throwing my controller out the window."
Yeah.
Xbox Nation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about this next week after Phil Spencer's announcement. I'm so curious because this is pretty unprecedented.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
All right. And in bummer news, we got a report that Toys for Bob is closing down.
That really sucks.
So. This got discussed with me. Apparently, like this is not 100% true. Apparently, they're just shutting down their physical office, but they're still working from home. I had a bunch of people last night said that this is different. Yeah.
Okay.
The building is closing down, not the studio.
Well, that's great. I mean, I hope that's the case because I feel like Toys for Bob has been on like a hot streak lately with the games they're putting out. We did just get that huge Xbox layoffs, the 1900, and I don't think it was really revealed where those 19 came from. So, part of me is worried like how much of Toys for Bob did we lose? And maybe that's tied to this in some kind of way. But yeah, if it is just a physical location closing down, that's great.
It seems to be like the response seems to be all over the place right now. There are some layoffs there. Other reports saying that they're just getting rid of the physical location. They're doing more stuff like work from home. I can't like it seems like it could be either. It wouldn't shock me if it was one over the other.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm looking at this article to see if it specifies anymore.
All I know is that last night when that got brought up, there was like a huge argument about like, no, that's not that, it's this instead. So in my chat, that is.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll see sooner or later. I'm not going to read that article while we're doing a show. Okay, the Evo lineup for 2024 was announced. I'll just run through it, and none of it probably is going to surprise anyone. Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters 15, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Under Night In Birth 2, Sycilis,
yeah.
Sycilis, okay, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Is this the first year where Dragon Ball Fighters is gone?
I feel like it wasn't there last year, but I might be misremembering.
I mean, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike being there is surprising and awesome. That's great. Finally, a good Street Fighter at an Evo. Thank God.
I'm looking at what last year's lineup was. Evo's last year: Strive, Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Melty Blood Type Lumina, and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown.
Okay, so Dragon Ball wasn't there either. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That game is pretty old at this point, but cool. People seem really excited about Tekken 8 these days.
Well, it did just come out, so recency bias.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, Evo 23 did have Dragon Ball Fighters, if I didn't say that out loud.
Oh,
and
it did.
Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, that's the oldest one here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third Strike is like 2001, 2002, somewhere in that range.
Do they like always have like a really old fighter just for funsies or something?
The last few years they started doing that because they're bringing back classic fighters, which is why Ultimate Marvel came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Evo 22 had Dragon Ball Fighters, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters 15, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Skullgirls Second Encore, Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition, and Tekken 7. Like the oldest one there is Skullgirls.
Is that significantly old?
Not really.
Okay, so it's more like last year they started going like really old.
Yeah, they started bringing. Yeah, here we go. Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3 was also announced as the 8th game of the lineup for Evo 23, serving to launch a new category dubbed a throwback tournament.
Okay.
Cool.
So I guess that's the throwback game this year is Third Strike.
Makes sense.
They should do.
Because it's the 25th anniversary of Third Strike. That'd be why.
Sure.
And the 20th anniversary of Evo Moment 37. Holy shit. Okay, then that makes perfect sense.
They should also do a category of like a bad fighting game. Right. Each year they'll have just like a game that no one likes.
They do those in like the actual they do a bunch of smaller tournaments that aren't streamed on the main stage. Like I'm pretty sure they do like bad tournament fighters or poverty fighters. I think is what they're usually called.
Nice.
Poverty fighters.
That's so good.
Dunk of a name. Do you have by any chance? Do you know any of the bad games they've done?
I'm trying to think of. I know one that apparently is like really loved is a Sailor Moon fighting game on the Super Famicom because apparently it's done by Arc System Works, so the Guilty Gear guys.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so is it good though?
It's like entertaining, not necessarily a good game. Like
okay.
I'm trying to think of what else they've had there before. Fighters History Dynamite, Footsies, whatever that game is, or the one where like you have to get like one hit in and the fight ends.
Dropkick?
Dive Kick, you mean?
Dive kick? Yep. Dive kick.
Yeah, they've done dive kick.
Dive kick
tournaments.
is a great one. That's a great game to do.
I think that's just a good game, though. I actually
Yeah.
do think Dive Kick is good. I was thinking like bring up like Sonic Fighters, like something that really sucks.
Oh yeah, no, Sonic the Fighter is considered decent.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What's that
Alright.
fighting game where you play gods fighting each other, including Jesus?
Oh, Battle of Gods. Yeah,
Battle
that's
of
the one.
Gods, yeah. That should be there if it's not.
I'm sure it's been there before.
I'm seeing in the chat Jackie Chan in Fists of Fire.
Oh yeah, why did I not think of that one? That's like the core poverty fighter.
That's pretty good.
And the phrase poverty fighter almost seems like it should be offensive. Like you shouldn't be allowed to say that.
Dong Dong Never Die. How could I forget about fucking Dong Dong Never Die? Oh my god, yeah. No, chat's got all the good ones.
Well, that's fun. Good for them. When is Evo? Oh, July 19th to 21st. There you go.
Yeah, it's usually July, August time.
Okay, and this last story, I just thought it was kind of funny, so I put it in here.
Okay.
Ubisoft CEO defends Skull and Bones' $70 price despite its live service leanings and calls it a quadruple A title.
I hate that
Oh,
guy.
God.
I hate him so much.
Hey guys, this is the first quadruple A title. Like, get excited, right? You didn't even think it was coming out? Quadruple A, motherfuckers.
It comes out like next week, right? Yeah. February 16th, apparently.
Oh, really? Is it?
Apparently.
Trying to look.
Unless
It
they
says an
pushed it
open
back
beta
again.
will run in. There's an open beta right now until the 11th. It comes out February 16th for $70, but if you want to play 3 days early, you can get the $100 premium edition, which includes 2 extra missions, cosmetic items, and a smuggler pass token to unlock the premium battle pass.
I wish Ubisoft would just die already. I'm sick of their shit. I'm sick of it.
This is what are you talking about? This is momentous. Quadruple A.
Yeah, I'm sick of them. I need them gone.
Anyway, yeah, I thought that was a funny headline. So there you go. Let's do some questions. If you guys want to send questions in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. You could sound like Kevin, who says, what are some games that take place in a college or university?
Man, everything's a high school. Hold on.
Yeah, I was just say Persona. Like, wait, that's high school.
You know, now that you've differentiated that, everything that was in my head was a high school.
What's a high school? Yeah. Yeah.
Because like there was that like one cool mission from Ghostwire Tokyo, but that's I'm pretty sure a high school.
Yeah.
I mean, visually, how would you even tell the difference? The college will be bigger, I guess.
Is Hogwarts a college?
That's
I think-
that's a school.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a high
That's
school
like a
based on their
border
age.
school.
It's like a prep
Yeah, it's like
school or
boarding
something.
school.
Yeah.
A prep school, yeah. Because they go there when they're like 8 or something, right? Like they're like
They're
kids.
pretty young. Yeah, they're preteens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College or university? Someone in the chat said bully. I think that's a high school again.
That's
though,
what
'cause
I
think
thought
it's
too.
like a
Yeah.
boarding
Yeah,
school.
that's a prep school too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know. I guess it's high school. Do you think they do that just so that the characters can be teenage age as opposed to them being like 20, early 20s?
It's the
I don't know.
perfect
Maybe?
still figuring yourself out age.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Literally
Trying to think of, like,
the only game I can think of is that shitty Leisure Suit Larry game.
Oh yeah,
Or is that-
Magnum Cum Laude or
That's
something.
the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that one's on a university campus.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
you go. There's the one.
The only one I can think of.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
all
cool.
high schools. Damn.
Sims 2 University. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Weird. Rasserman writes, what's a game whose title can be interpreted as something completely unrelated while looking it up? For example, Sonic X Shadow Generations. That's so good. I ship it.
So does most of the internet.
Well,
Yeah.
get excited this December, man. Sonic 3. And wait, today we just got the trailer for the Knuckles show. You watch
Yeah.
that?
No, I didn't.
The trailer
I
seemed
did not
all right.
watch
It seemed entertaining.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
haven't seen Sonic 2 yet, so.
It's Paramount Plus, right? Is releasing on? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Six episodes.
right.
6-episode event.
Yes,
Event.
sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to watch Sonic 3 if you don't know what happened to Knuckles in between?
Yeah, I guess. Interpreted something else.
I'm not ready for the Sonic expanded universe.
Okay, I think the game Catherine, the name tells you nothing about what that game involves.
And then
Yeah, sure.
there's two characters named Catherine and Catherine, but with like a K instead of Catherine with a C. So
I just don't. Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna look at the box art and be like, oh yeah, this is a puzzle game.
oh yeah, no, that was a big that was a big thing when that came out. Everyone was like, "What? This is a puzzle game? We thought it was gonna be some weird ass dating sim or RPG."
All I got coming to my head. You got
Yeah,
anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Interpreted as something completely unrelated while looking it up.
BMX Triple X.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing with that title, though. That
Oh, absolutely,
so
for sure.
not completely unrelated, but yeah, you definitely would get a bunch of weird shit looking that up.
Dead or Alive Extreme 2 or 1.
Def Jam Vendetta. I'm literally just looking at my wall and I'm just like, yeah, nothing's really like everything's pretty straightforward. Wow, what could Chessmaster be?
Yeah.
What could
Yeah,
that bring
there
up?
you go.
Suku writes in and says, "How much about history have you learned from video games?" I used to play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, so I learned a decent amount of geography from that. But I mean, that's
Okay.
not really history per se.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think there's like anything specific that I can pull. I'm assuming there was probably something. Oh, you know what? You know what I did learn about? That's not history though. Yeah, I don't know. I was about to say in the nonary games like 999, they talk about like the ship of Theseus
Oh yeah.
often. So I learned about like that concept, but that's not history.
Philosophical concepts, there's a bunch of them from gaming, scientific stuff. History, I think you have to be into a certain type of game, but the closest thing is growing up Age of Empires, like learned a bunch about like those ancient civilizations, or at least basics about them from that, I guess. I guess Civilization, even though I don't play a lot of Civ, probably has similar stuff in there as well.
Animal Crossing, you learn a lot about capitalism.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, VGC Kenny writes, what games do you know that leveling or progression accelerates weird? Whether it be starts slow and then ramps up, starts fast and then stops, or just starts and stops whenever it pleases.
Um, I mean, some of the old Final Fantasies definitely had a problem where it felt like by the end you're just grinding because your progression stops and there's a hard wall you hit. I'm glad that that kind of doesn't happen in RPGs as much anymore. They've learned how to pace that shit out.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 2 in particular jumps to mind because you leveled up every stat separately.
Sure.
But you
Yeah.
did that by like if your strength went up if you attacked, your healing went up if you healed someone, or like your defense went up if you got hit. So the best strategy for Final Fantasy 2 was to beat the shit out of yourself, and that was what
Sure.
leveled up your defense.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty unique for sure. Yeah. One that comes to mind for me was not the most recent Pokemon. What was the second most Pokemon Sword and Shield? I remember the expansion pass, the like extra island DLC. It was like designed for you to like kind of play it while you were playing through the game so that you could like level up this one specific Pokemon because you couldn't like progress until that one like hit a certain level.
Hmm.
But if you played it after the game, like when it came out, you were just stuck grinding this Pokemon up to the certain level so that you could continue on. And I thought that was just complete nonsense.
Yeah. Hayes Hero X writes, can you rank the options of rock, paper, scissors from best to worst?
Oh my god.
I mean, they're already in order as far as I'm concerned.
And I remember there's someone put out a tier list of rock, paper, scissors, and they said like I think rock was the best because it had like a frame 0 input or
Yeah.
something like that. Because yeah.
Yep. It's true.
Your hand's already out like rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frame 0. I love it. It's so good.
But then does that mean like scissors is easier to get to than paper because it's less finger movement?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they're already ranked.
They had like they had a pretty reasonable like breakdown of it.
That's pretty funny.
I don't think I could rank them all, but yeah, I think rock's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Good old rock. Nothing beats rock.
Nothing beats rock.
Yep.
All right, I'll read this next one because this one's like directly for me.
Okay.
Dead writes, question for Sean. Did you try specialized dongles after getting your smart glasses? I didn't end up getting the beam for my X-Real Air 2. Was thinking about the Pro like you recommended, but Amazon Japan temporarily let the regular X-Real Air 2s ship to Canada, which was by far the cheapest option. And instead got a cable for my PC to do VR Lite stuff, as well as a dongle that takes in 3 USB-C cables to work, switch, power adapter, glasses. Since I don't have the scaling options the Beam has built in, I just used the TV overscan option to reduce how close the screen appears to me. The big thing that I really liked about the Beam accessory was that it allowed me to connect it to HDMI devices really easily. And it was how I was able to connect it to the Switch. I didn't think you could connect to the Switch without the Beam because thought you needed something to like act as the dock, and the Beam was able to do that. But maybe you found a workaround that I wasn't familiar with, or maybe the X-Real Air 2s did it. I haven't actually tried the Air 2. I did the Air 2 Pro, so maybe there's something that I would be surprised if the Air 2 could do something the Pro can't, but I guess that's technically possible. Anyway, if you're not interested in like the different like positions that the beam kind of gives you, I think you might they do have another HDMI adapter that would help you connect to like Xboxes or PlayStations or whatever. And that was just the core thing that I primarily wanted. So if you're using this for like PC stuff and you can already do it, then you might be fine. But my core interest was getting my consoles hooked up to it, so I did need some kind of extra accessory.
Cool.
All right. Back to me then. Phantom Igus writes in and says, Ahoy TDP crew. What was the best leap year of gaming? I'll give you some years in case you need them. I do not know what came out in any of these years. 96, I remember having some good ones.
I was gonna say,
96.
isn't 96 like one of the good ones?
It is, yeah. 96 was Pokemon, Resident Evil, Super Mario 64, and RPG.
Yeah.
Crash was that year, if you like Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, it's probably that. Was Diablo that year? Or was that 95?
Looking it up.
I don't
It might have
think
been
it was that
95.
year.
I think it was for 95.
Tomb Raider was that year. The first Resident Evil was that year.
Yeah, like
Diablo
it's
was January 3rd, 97.
97. Okay. No, it's 96 for sure. Hands down. 2020 had Hades. Oh, that's true. Hades was very good.
What did 2012 have? I
What
want
if
to see about
2016
that
had in
one.
gaming?
2020 also had the fact that the world shut down, so I got to spend the most time, I think, in my adult life ever playing games.
Hey, yay!
It was pretty great. It was pretty good.
2012 had. I'm trying to think, what are the games on here I really like or that people really liked? Far Cry 3, Borderlands 2, Mark of the Ninja, Dishonored, The First Walking Dead, Fire Emblem Awakening was really good. Mass Effect 3, Journey was that year.
Okay.
2016 had
That's not-
Pokemon Go, Overwatch,
Ooh, that's a pretty good year.
Dark Souls 3, Uncharted 4, Persona 5. Couple good games there.
I was thinking maybe 92 is like the sleeper hit, and I looked it up, and no, it's
92?
not. Yeah, it's not.
Nah, 92 would have been too early. There's like maybe some good stuff, but not too much.
There's some really good stuff, but yeah, nothing like groundbreaking. Maybe Mario Kart. It's a little groundbreaking, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, I looked up 2008. No, it's nothing. It's like
Yeah.
Mario Kart, Wii Fit, Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah, I'm sticking with
Which is
96.
good if you were playing on the Wii, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and last one from TC Golden. What are games you just associate with a certain console that playing them on something different feels wrong? I bought Persona 3 Reloaded on my PS5, even though it's on Xbox Game Pass, but Persona is such a PlayStation game to me, I can't play it on other consoles because it feels weird.
Sure, yeah.
It feels weird playing Halo on PC.
That's fair.
Okay.
I love it on PC, but it does feel weird.
Hey, get ready for Halo on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think there's anything that would like stop me from playing it on a different one, but
Mm-hmm.
some things that do come to mind that I just associate, like the Ace Attorney series, I associate that with Nintendo platforms, even though a lot of them I actually did play on my phone. I played enough of them and just kind of they're in my head as Nintendo handheld ones.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy is PlayStation, even though a lot of them have come out on Xbox, but it's just it seems like PlayStation to me. And
Same
I
for
mean,
me.
it started on Nintendo too, but still, it's PlayStation took it over.
Same for me. Yep. Final Fantasy's a big one.
Like any of the like first party PlayStation like big AAA single player games that have come out on PC would just feel weird to me because almost anything kind of PC is gonna feel weird to me because I'm such a console person.
Mm.
But stuff like like Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, those ones that did have come out on PC, it's like those are just like PlayStation games to me though.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Last of Us feels weird on that's on or on PC.
All right, that's questions for this week. If you want to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Palworld.
Fortnite.
All right. And
Nice.
mine is God of War Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC.
Nice.
Apparently that guitar controller is pretty great.
I told you you're gonna get it. I knew.
I'm not.
Oh,
There's
no.
no reason for me to get it.
I know
You're
there's
gonna
no.
do it,
You're
Sean.
gonna
You're gonna
do
do
it.
it, and you're gonna make content out of it somehow. You're in that cycle now.
If I can receive one, yeah, all bets are off. Sure. I don't think I'm buying myself one.
I think you
How
are.
much are they?
They haven't said, but I would guess like $100. I might. Here's my guess. I bet it's like $100, and it comes with some in Fortnite shenanigans. You get like a skin or something,
Mm.
maybe some V-Bucks.
I'm betting $80. Probably around the price of a normal controller.
Okay. Oh, you're saying Canadian then, right?
Oh no, let's say American. We'll say $80 American.
Well, because $80 is expensive for any controller. I think the most expensive controllers down here are 70.
Okay. I mean, it's still a
So-
specialty controller, and it's through
It
like
is a special
specialty
controller.
company.
$80 just doesn't seem expensive.
100 seems too much for such a niche product.
It does.
You're true. Or they just know that like only like those psychos really want this, so they will pay for it. But who knows? I just saw that they dropped Rock Band Rivals price like across the board, the digital version, and part of me was like, I have 2 copies of Rock Band 4 on disc, but I could just get the digital version and literally set up one of my Series S's as just a Rock Band box. That just seems like a lot of work, but like if I had unlimited free time, I could just do that. I could just move
could.
all the DLC in game to that box and clear off the Series X. And that's not a terrible idea.
It's pretty funny. Pretty great idea. You for somebody that plays it as much as you seem to, why not? Honestly.
Then I have just like another console set up, and it's like I got to figure out like, okay, so this one gets its own power cord, so there's another cord back there, and then I got to figure out the HDMI cable for this one because they're all fill on the TV, so something's gonna have to share with this. It's like, I don't know. I think it's more of just kind of like a pie in the sky, nice idea to have. But anyways,
Sure.
that's for future Sean to figure out.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening. That's the show. We'll be back next week. Happy 700 to everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.